matchups for this weekend's NFL playoffs. Here's what I see. I see Sean Payton against Mike McDonald. Vrabel against D'Amico Ryans. McVay against Ben Johnson. Shanny, Mike McDonald. And then Sean Payton against Josh Allen, let's be honest. In 7 of 8, I see the coach. That's what I see. 7 of 8. And I'm not saying Sean McDermott is not a good coach. I think the other 7 are like really, really uniquely special coaches. All 8 of those coaches, by the way, if you combine their winning percentage, it's 61% higher than Bill Walsh. What they have in common this weekend is not great quarterback. We're not quite sure what Bo Nix is yet. It's not quarterback. Is Brock Purdy great, or does he have a great coach? 7, and again, McDermott's a good coach. McDermott is a good coach. Nobody disputes that. I think Mike McDonald is the defensive version of Sean McVay. Shanahan, McVay, Ben Johnson, Sean Payton. So what this weekend is, it's not about the quarterback. It's an instruction to all the crappy teams in this league called the Jets and the Giants and the Titans and Cleveland. Don't go cheap on the head coach. Go spend money on a head coach. By the way, when the Titans let go of Mike Vrabel, do you know what their record is since? 6-28. When the Niners fired Jim Harbaugh, 17-47 the next 4 years. So, Baltimore, I know you think you can just fire John Harbaugh and it's all going to be good. Be very careful firing a guy who's the leading candidate in the coaching pool. Oh, which, by the way, Kevin Stefanski was. I said when Stefanski, there was rumors he would get fired. I said he will be the #1 candidate, not for a team, for 6 teams. And he was immediately. And then John Harbaugh got fired. And now Stefanski, at worst, is #2. So, I didn't say he'd interview for a job. I said, no. Stefanski's going to interview for every single job. He'll be the #1 candidate. And I would argue there are those that think because he's an offensive coach that maybe he still is the #1 candidate. He's already had a couple interviews, reportedly aced both of them. So be careful about firing the best candidate in the coaching pool. So that's what I see this weekend. That's what I see this weekend. That is not a knock on McDermott. I know it sounds like it, but even Matt Hasselbeck said this yesterday. When you think of the Bills, you think of one guy, Josh Allen.
He literally is Superman. Like if the MVP was really just the MVP, not like whose team was the best and you had the best stats. Like Josh Allen's the MVP. Like he is that guy. He can put a cape on and carry his team. He's done it year after year. But this is a huge opportunity for Buffalo with, no Lamar, no Burrow, no Mahomes in the playoffs. Like this is your opportunity to throw the cape on. It doesn't matter if your defense can't stop the run. They do other things well. They're creating interceptions. They're playing well enough. This is your opportunity.
Yeah, it really is funny. Josh Allen is clearly the MVP, and clearly Superman by that is obvious. We won't rant and rave about that. But this is the problem with the Bills and Sean McDermott. It's not that he's a bad coach. He's a good coach. Sean Payton is an elite coach. Shanahan is an elite coach. Mike McDonald is an elite coach. Demo Ryan is an elite coach. Sean McVay is an elite coach. Ben Johnson is an elite coach. Mike Rabel is an elite coach. There you go. Those are the differences. The 49ers are elevated because of Shanahan. The Broncos are elevated because of Sean Payne. The Seahawks are elevated because of Mike McDonald. The Texans are elevated because of D'Amico Ryan. Do you see how elite? Let's just take the 2 defensive head coaches, how elite those defenses are. Do you think that's accidental? That the Seahawks and the Texans defense is truly elite and is absolutely suffocating? That's not accidental. That's not accidental. It's not accidental. And so, yeah, I know a lot of Bills fans actually really defend Sean McDermott, and I get it. I do. I really, really do. But the reality is that you have Josh Allen, and I constantly talk about coach-quarterback duos. Constantly. I can't do that with the Buffalo Bills because it's not actually a thing. I'm like, oh, Stafford and McVay, Caleb and Ben Johnson, Momes and Andy. And it's just like, and then at least if you had an elite defense, then I'd be like, well, we know Sean McDermott's always going to bring the plan against the, like, can't always say that. In fact, many times he can't. Many times he can't. And yeah, you know what? The Bills the other day forced some turnovers. You know what, man? Those were defensive. That was on the players. That wasn't because, oh man, Sean McDermott had that doubt. No. No. The one was a really bad decision. That was a gift from Trevor Lawrence. The 1/4 downstop was not an amazing play. Amazing play call. Amazing. Nope. Trevor slipped. And then the other interception was just awesome defense. It was the man, the men on the field got it done. It wasn't the perfect time blitz, the perfect time pressure, the perfect no. They didn't confuse Trevor in a way that he saw something that he didn't actually like. No. Like when I saw the Rams defense and what they did to Sam Drone, you were consistently like, that is breathtaking defensive coaching. That is breathtaking defensive play calling. You're like, wow. And listen, the Bills should understand it because they see Spags do it every single year in the playoffs against them. And the best game that I saw with Sean McDermott was actually against the Chiefs in the regular season, and it was awesome. Now do it in these important games. Do it against the Broncos. Do it in the AFC Championship game. Do it in the Super Bowl. You do that, you win. Sean McDermott actually shows his worth and elevates in the playoffs. The Bills will win the Super Bowl. That's the way it goes. Show your worth as the coach. Put your fingerprints on the game plan, on the game, on the wins, just like we've seen Andy, just like we've seen Spags, just like we've seen McVay, just like we've seen Shanahan. You do that, you have dominance. You have dominance. But at this point, when you really think about it, if we're really being honest right now, when we look at the Texans and the Seahawks, it's pretty inexcusable that they have better defenses than what the Buffalo Bills got going on with those two young coaches who have been coaching collectively for like 6 years combined. And so step up, rise to the occasion. And when you think of the Bills, right, it is all Josh Allen. It really is. Like, that is who it is. That's what I've consistently said. This is the Braun. I'm like, what do the Broncos have to deal with? Josh Allen, that's what it is. It's not like, oh, well, you know, Sean McDermott's going to bring the defense and the pressure and that and that. They're going to shut down the run. And it's like, no, it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen. Josh Allen. There's a reason why Josh Allen is number 1 in touchdowns, in playoffs, total yards per game, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, because he has to do so much. He's not getting these numbers by just feasting on bad teams or blowing up the scoreboard. Like, he's doing it in big close, gotta have it, moments. And a big part of that is because of defense and Sean McDermott. I mean, he's one of the only Josh Allen's, like one of the only quarterbacks in NFL history to score multiple like game-winning touchdowns in the fourth quarter and still lose. And it was going to maybe happen again against the Jags. So I'm excited to see, can the Bills rise to the occasion? Can they rise to the occasion and see who the Bills can be, who Sean McDermott can be in these moments? Can you slow down a second-year quarterback, an offense that has been a bit inconsistent all throughout the course of the season? Can you make things difficult for him? Yes or no? It becomes very simple. Yes or no, and fortunately, we don't have to wait that long, just a few more days. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills? There's already reports that he's likely to return as the Bills head coach, which is a weird report because they're literally in the middle of the playoffs right now. It's like, yeah, if they win the Super Bowl, of course, you're not going to fire him, but it's like, if they lose against the Broncos, preliminary thoughts, I read every single comment. So, you agree with me or disagree with me? Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.